Well, we screwed up. This is filling up with steam because now it is going to be very damp in here tonight and very cold if we don't get this aired out. All right, so we are headed on a little trip here at about 3:30. We're getting a little bit late. We have a little bit of sunlight left, but for the most part, we are actually going to be testing out a new setup here in the back. Basically, I've gone from rooftop tent camping to a bed system in here in the back, and I will show you guys a little bit more about that when I actually get to the site. We are about 30 minutes away. We've got about 2 hours left until the sun sets. Really not in any hurry. The setup I have is super easy. I'm just going to climb in when I get there, and we're going to cook a steak. I have a really small cast iron pan. We're going to cook in that today, so I'm going to have to get a little bit smaller of a steak. I'm no chef, but we're going to try this out and see how it works.
Yeah, I wonder if this is actually real Wagyu. I don't know. It seems really cheap.
That's right. You can get a special buy one, get one 50% off deal on cosmetic, cosmetics, and hair care items.
All right, this is what we're working with here. And picked up some beers as well. Let's do it.
Spirit filled and welcome to hard times. Who couldn't be wrong?
All right, guys, so we made it with a little bit of sunlight left. It is just going down over that horizon over there. We actually did make it with enough time to go ahead and cook some dinner. You know, we've still got some daylight here, and I can show you guys kind of the setup that I'll be testing out here. This is definitely very different than my normal setup, so I'll go ahead and run through. I'll kind of show you guys what's going on back here, and then we'll go ahead and get started with dinner. All right, so this is my 2018 Tundra here. I have a ranch topper on top. I have my 30-degree bag. Underneath that, I have a Hest mattress. This has a R value, I think, of 8.8, so it's great for winter camping. Under there, we have the bed actually there. And you can store underneath it, but right now I'm just kind of storing it this way and then adding stuff as I go. On this side, we have kind of like the cabinets, and that's where I keep the water and the heated blanket. On that part, there's a little thin one, and then on the other side, there is a mirror image of this. In here is some stuff for travel, but I will take that out and move it when I'm actually camping. Now down here, I have a little Bluetti that fits perfectly in this little section. And then I keep a little trash can right there that actually fits on the truck rails. But super simple setup back here in the back of the topper, but you could just as easily put a mattress on the floor and be just as good. This one's really small. It is, I think, an 8-inch or something like that, so I had to get that 6-ounce steak for this one. Cast iron is definitely the way to go if you're cooking a steak, especially if you're going to sear it. I've never done this on the setup I'm using, but this is what we're going to use. Really all we're going to be doing is hitting it with a little bit of salt here, a little bit of black pepper, some of that rosemary, and some garlic. The butter, obviously, but that will pretty much be it. Not a whole lot of seasoning on this one. We do have those carrots, and we're going to make those as well. All right, so we screwed up and we didn't actually bring a good knife for this. So we're gonna go ahead and use this knife, which was definitely not made for, cooking, but we're gonna make do. I've also got this one here, but I'm not gonna use this one for the steaks. But we'll go ahead and prep this up. These should go for about 15 minutes. Then we're gonna sear this steak. I think we're gonna do about 3 minutes on one side and then finish it up on the other. We'll start that going once we get this boiling. So go ahead and get that real hot. Start seasoning up this right now and get this starting right now while we're waiting on this to boil. All right, so the reason we put so much on there is because we do want to get a nice crust here on the steak. I've never seared anything on this setup here, so we'll see how that actually does turn out. But in theory, you should get a nice little crust on the side of here. If you use a little bit more, we'll see how that actually comes out in practice. I'm going to try to get some of that garlic infused in there and get that flavor kind of in there. Again, like I said, I'm not a chef. I'm just doing this kind of on the fly, but this is how I'm going to do it. We'll try to get some of that flavor in there. Then we'll add some more when we add the butter. While we're waiting on that, the sun has pretty much gone down over that mountain over there, and it has dropped quite a bit out here. We'll say my toes are going numb, so I'm probably going to switch over to my -40 boots here in a second. But we've got about 15 more minutes left on these guys here, and then we're going to go ahead and start off on this steak. Well, we screwed up. This is filling up with steam. We're gonna have to go ahead and unlock this and get this thing opened, because now it is gonna be very damp in here tonight and very cold if we don't get this aired out. It's about that time of the night where my hands and feet are just absolutely numb. If I had to guess, it's probably about 15 degrees outside. But it's nice. There's a nice bit of pink still on it there. The steak is a little bit thinner, but yeah. That rosemary really comes through on that. Very strong. I think I did a little bit too much on the rosemary, but it is really good. They still got a nice crunch to them. They're soft, but with just a little bit of crunch. Overall, this turned out pretty good. It was pretty cold out there, and I've still got a little bit of a mess to clean up before I go to bed. But I'm going to sit here and enjoy this. This is really good. I am snacking a bit on this Mexican style dark lager, Upslope Brewing. This is out of Boulder, Colorado. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's like it's very mild, not too bad. So as I'm sitting here after eating, I am kind of thinking back and forth about like what I do like about this and what I don't like about this. Compared to a tent, I really do like this a lot more. I don't know how to explain it, but it just feels a lot more secure. And also it seems to hold in the heat a little bit better here. One of the downsides is all of these windows around. Windows are horrible for insulation. So I'm getting a lot of cold air up against all of these windows here. So I'm definitely going to get a cover when I get back home. I'll probably build one for the front and the back, and then just buy one for the sides here. I am very aware of how dark the tent is on these, and how with this light on, anybody could see in here if they wanted to. And I can't really see out that well. I mean, sort of, I can kind of see out there, but if we're talking about someone being able to see in and see me and me seeing them, I'm not really like a stealth camping guy. Like, I don't really care about, camping in the street and stuff, but yeah, it's just something to be aware of in case I wanted to do that. I'm going to go ahead and grab my trash from out there, pop it in the cab here, and then, yeah, probably just go to bed here pretty soon. -30 sleeping bag, this, and I did bring my Ignik heated blanket, so that is essentially my only heat for the night. But I think we'll be fine. I've done much colder with this sleeping bag, so. All right, guys, I'm pretty beat. I have the heated blanket going, no other heater, but I'm tired. I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to try to wake up for the sunrise in the morning, see if I make it. See you guys in the morning. Good morning, y'all. We are at 6:40 in the morning. It's pretty foggy in here, or icy. I had this cracked a little less than that this morning, but for some reason it still got pretty bad in here. This heated blanket did wonders last night. It is about 8 degrees out right now, and it was so warm that I ended up taking off my pants. This was set to 100 all night, and yeah, I was incredibly toasty. Funny enough, I completely forgot I never even got in my sleeping bag last night. So I had just the rumple and this Ignik blanket here, and I was fine. So we should have the sunrise here in about 15 minutes. So I'm going to see if I can't catch that on the drone. I'm wondering if I can open this here, open that, and then have the heat come through. Because I have remote start. We'll get some heat running through there, try to dry it out in here. We'll get the drone up in the air and get going with this morning. I love this little espresso maker because I don't have to start my jet boil up in the morning. I can just do this. Alright, and with that, guys, that's it. The truck camper did great. I had a really great time. Obviously, I've got some changes I need to do back there. And yeah, we'll see that in the future. Do you guys want to see more videos like this? Comment below, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video.